I got bored earlier today, so I decided to get my jollies off by looking at some porn. And except that since this was more of a I have nothing else to do right now kind of thing, I just lazily typed in the search engine porn. And when I did, you know how those search engines like to automatically fill in the rest, you know, based on what people have searched for in the past. And the first thing that pops up is porn is bad. And that kind of caught my attention, so I clicked on it. And it brings me to this website called porn-free.org. And this site gives you advice on how to deal with porn addiction. Basically, it's just another one of those sites. We've all seen them, like Teens Against Porn, or now Breaking Porn, and shit like that. It's all the same, but, you know, I decided to go through it to see if I could find anything entertaining, because, quite frankly, I find stuff like this entertaining. And I found a page entitled Why Porn is Bad, and it gives you like 20 some odd reasons for why porn is bad. Let's start off by reading the introduction on this page. So what's so bad about pornography? I spent 20 or so years pursuing pornography in its various forms. In the years since I was set free in 1998, God has been helping me see and understand His perspective on pornography. I created this page to share that perspective and answer the question, what is so bad about pornography? Overall, porn affects every viewer negatively, regardless of religious belief, creed, gender, or age. Here is my list of reasons that explain why. Number 1. Pornography feeds lust of the eyes and lust of the flesh, which are never satisfied. It leaves the viewer craving more and more in order to achieve the same sexual high. It easily enslaves people to their own cravings and opens the door to other forms of evil, like anger, abuse, violence, hatred, lying, envy, compulsiveness, and selfishness. The power behind porn is revealed when the porn addict tries to stop their habit. It is virtually impossible without help. Apparently, all of us are helpless. We can't do anything on our own, like brushing our teeth or taking a shit and wiping our ass, making a sandwich. We can't do anything without help. We have to have Jesus. Which, some people say that He's a form of comfort or whatever, and that's fine, but saying that everybody needs help is just plain false. I'm living proof of that. I'm an atheist. I don't need the help of Jesus. Gotten by pretty fine without it. Number 2. Pornography sexualizes the viewer's mindset. It warps and perverts their perspective such that sex is unnaturally elevated in their thoughts. Porn's images are stamped into viewers' brain with the aid of hormones released during sexual arousal. Even if a person decides to stop looking at porn, the past images can remain for years or even a lifetime. What? I've seen plenty of porn in my life, but I'm not a sexual monster like this Craves is going to turn you into. I mean, to be quite honest, a great majority of my time is spent playing video games. If I'm addicted to anything, it's video games. And that's pretty much what has turned me into the fat, blubbery piece of shit that you see before you. Porn didn't do anything. It helps me relieve some tension every now and then, but even then, I don't really need that. I mean, I have my girlfriend, and she's perfectly okay with doing stuff to relieve some tension. We are built to want to fuck. It's part of who we are. It's a biological process. We You know, we are made to want to fuck to continue our genetics so that the species survives. That's how life keeps going. I mean, it's common sense, people. People are horny because of how they're made. Simple as that. Number 3. Pornography promotes destructive practices and can lead to progressive addiction. For example, porn sites routinely link viewers to depictions of every type of sexual perversion imaginable, such as child porn, homosexuality, bestiality, necrophilia, sexual interest in corpses, masochism, pleasure from abuse or suffering, rape and sadism, gratification from inflicting physical or mental pain on others. The viewer's exposure to such themes naturally increases the likelihood that they may attempt to act out what they viewed. This can lead to sexual crimes, a la the late Ted Bundy and Gary Ridgway, the Green River Killer. Okay, that's like the most extreme case. What people don't realize is that practically everyone watches porn. I mean, you walk down the street, you see like 5 people pass you by. I'm betting that at least 4 out of 5 of those people have watched porn at some point in their life. Are they going around raping and killing people? No. Like, no accomplished psychologist would say that it was all because of pornography that Ted Bundy did what he did. Obviously, there was some other shit going on in his life that really fucked him up. And as far as the shit about leading you to other types of porn, well, obviously, they're just advertising their shit. I mean, if you don't like to watch people pissing and shitting on each other, then you're not going to want to go to their site. But if you might find that that might be interesting to you, then maybe it will be, and I guess that's okay if you like that stuff. But, I mean, it doesn't force you into thinking, oh, well, I guess, you know, bestiality is the cool thing because it was advertised on this site. Number 4. Pornography intensifies an individual's drive to serve oneself rather than serve others. For example, masturbation, which typically accompanies looking at pornography, reinforces a self-centered sexual orientation, i.e. lust, which can detract from a person's ability to give and receive love. Okay, it's probably not much of a secret considering the way I look, but I was a virgin for most of my life. And I watched a lot of porn, and I masturbated every time. And guess what? I have a girlfriend. Been together with her for 8 months now. We're in love. Things are going good. Haven't had any problems whatsoever. So, just that one example refutes this entirely. Number 5. Pornography addiction can lead to debt. The convenience of credit card transactions on the internet encourages covert spending without limit. Additionally, pornographers flood common internet areas with enticing banner ads, teasers, and spam email, which bait potential viewers with free porn. Once lured by the free porn to the site, the viewers must then pay to see more. Porn can also cause huge financial losses for employers, with employees who waste company time searching for porn, downloading, viewing, and covering their tracks on company computers. Employees who get caught accessing porn and are subsequently get fired will experience potentially significant losses, most likely leading to debt. Okay, let's back up. Apparently porn causes you debt. Well, first off, that's completely untrue because I've watched a lot of porn and it never put me in any kind of debt. Now see, what you gotta realize is that the people who get in debt because of porn are idiots. They're not in debt because of porn, they're in debt because they're idiots. You're supposed to keep track of your credit card information. You're supposed to keep track of when they're going to be charging you for what. These people are not forcing the money out of your wallet. Number 6. By viewing and or purchasing porn, viewers are supporting the porn industry and facilitating its growth. By viewing porn, the viewer is also contributing to the sexual exploitation of whoever or whatever is in the images he or she is viewing. Well, yeah, it's going to support the industry if you pay for it. That's true of any industry out there. And as far as the sexual exploitation of whoever or whatever is in there, first of all, I'd like to know what they mean by whatever. What are you, like, the sexual exploitation of cats? Of donkeys? Why would you even care about that? That's just weird. And then the sexual exploitation of the people in the porn, well, obviously they didn't seem to mind too much when they performed in the porn. So, how are we hurting them? Like, what? Every time you watch porn, does the subject of that porn lose a piece of his or her soul? I mean, what is the harm? What exactly is it doing to them? They're making money. They're probably pretty happy about that. Number 7. Looking at porn can damage the viewer's family relationships, not to mention increasing the chance of his or her spouse and children finding the material. Porn may also inspire the viewers to explore incest, which is a common porn theme. Other things porn may inspire in the viewer, which could in turn affect the family, include sexual frustration, lying, abuse, affairs, debt, violent behavior, and irrational thinking. We've pretty much already covered this one, haven't we? I mean, viewing porn, a certain kind of porn, does not make you want to view every other kind of porn out there. If you're into incest stuff, that's your thing. I mean, I've seen a lot of things, like a lot of links, when I was looking at porn, to incest porn, and that never once made me want to watch incest porn. That idea is disgusting to me. So, that right there refutes what he has to say about that. And as far as it affecting the family, well, if you're a complete dumbass, then yeah, you're gonna get caught by your family. But even if you do get caught by your family, as long as they're not judgmental assholes, then you should be fine. I mean, I don't hide the fact that I view porn from my girlfriend. I look at my porn, and she looks at her porn. And that doesn't hurt our relationship at all. In fact, I kind of like that she looks at porn. That's cool to me. Number 8. Looking at porn at work could damage the viewer's reputation, decrease his or her productivity, and lead to job loss. It could also inspire unhealthy and or inappropriate relationships with coworkers. That's why you don't watch porn at work. When you're at work, you work. What? Number 9. Looking at porn can damage the viewer's current or future marriage sex life. Porn viewers may find that it's difficult to enjoy true intimacy with their spouse when they're fantasizing about somebody else. Additionally, porn builds an unrealistic perception of sexual relations. Porn is a portrayal or an act made for the viewer's enjoyment. It takes what God intended as a private expression of love between a husband and wife and prostitutes it for entertainment. When a person has been looking at sexual pictures of other people for entertainment, he or she will have a downgraded value of sex. This in turn will detract from their appreciation and value of sex with their spouse. I mean, since I was a virgin for such a long time, the porn that I was watching seemed to get more and more demented, which can happen when you have no sex life whatsoever. And even then, that still really hasn't affected my relationship with my girlfriend. I mean, it doesn't really take a whole lot with her to get me going. So, once again, you have failed to prove your point. Number 10. Looking at porn will increase the viewer's tendency to lie, because he or she will have a natural desire to keep it secret to avoid criticism, embarrassment, shame, and or having to surrender their habit. Well, that entire premise is flawed because you have to already think that porn is bad for that to work. If you don't think porn is bad, then you should have no shame in it. I mean, The only reason you would need to hide it is if you were surrounded by judgmental assholes. Like I already said, I don't have to hide the fact that I watch porn from my girlfriend. She knows about it already, and she doesn't think any less of me for it. So this is basically just a repeat of what you said earlier. Number 11. Looking at porn can lead a person into masturbation addiction. So, number 12. Looking at porn brings serious spiritual consequences. See consequences page. For example, it opens the doorway to spiritual oppression and confusion in the viewer's life. The power behind pornography is inherently evil. It seeks to control and dominate the viewer's life, while allowing other forms of evil to gain influence in that person. Once a person starts looking at the porn, their eyes become the gateway for the evil power to enter them. As it gains influence, the evil can numb the viewer's ability to discern right and wrong. As traditional moral values are blurred, confusion sets in. Now porn has mystical evil powers? What? You're kidding, right? Seriously. No, you're not kidding. Number 13. Looking at porn helps you start to believe the lies it promotes. Example lies include, and it has just a long list of retarded shit. And most of these are just things that they've already said in this list, but I mean, seriously, I've already pretty much disproven this entire thing. And I know at the beginning of this video I said 20 some odd because I remembered, for some reason I was thinking it was 20, but it was actually a lot less than I thought, which is kind of nice because I really didn't want to have to read out a list of 20 because that would have taken forever. And I realize I've been talking for a long time now, and most of you are probably bored out of your fucking minds, so go away.